Hello and welcome to this edition of Youth Files. On Youth Files, we get up close and personal with youths doing great things despite the challenges the youth community encounters in Nigeria. My name is Abdullateef Isa. My guest today is Abdganiyu Lateefat Abdganiyu, the best graduating student of the Faculty of Economics and Management Sciences, University of Ibadan, 2022-2023 academic session. Now, I'd like to ask, how has your university experience shaped your career goals?
This question is one that I have been reflecting upon since we did our convocation, and it's one that I've come to note that my university experience was very, very fundamental to my development as Latifat, like the current Latifat, whatever image or identity capital I currently have as myself. I don't think I would have that without having gone through the things I did in university. The various things, being a member of UCJ, being a member of SFC, volunteering here and there, taking up representing the school in competitions. There are things that I think have come together to make me piece by piece into the complete human being I currently am. I have, since finishing uni, I have used like the various skill set I've gotten from the organizations I was a member of, UCJ, SFC, UI. They have, like, the skills I've gotten from there have been very, very important to me. They've helped me get to places I thought I was not going to be able to get. I was not going to be able to get to. And something I would like to say here is that upon getting to UI, I used to be very shy and a little bit socially awkward. Not even a little bit. Let's just say what it was. I was a lot socially awkward upon graduating from uni, upon graduating from secondary school. And then getting to UI, joining these clubs, they boosted my self-confidence, helped me with public speaking. I was able to like stand in front of people and talk because there are things I've done in the club. I don't think there's any way I can get to now. And you ask me to come outside and give a presentation or something, and I'm not able to say something. I'll be able to say something because of the things I've done in school. They've helped me piece my life together in a way that I would forever remember. And it's something I'm forever grateful to, like the clubs and organizations I was a member of. I got rid of my social awkwardness to a very great level. I was more confident. I could talk to people. I could convince people to do things. It's just, I feel like it's very important to remember that as people who are in university, you are building your career bit by bit already, right from the university. Whatever you want to, your future aspirations in life, what you want to do, you're already starting it from uni. So you need to start piecing the bits and patterns of it together from then. And it was something I was able to do to an extent. Obviously, there's still room for growth and improvements for me. I feel like we learn every day as human beings. But I just want to say that if you are in uni presently, it's very important to take note of what you want to do in your future. Even if you don't know yet, still try to build some identity capitals. Join organizations, join clubs, try to get skills that would help you in the future. You never know when these skills might come into place. In my current workplace, there are things I've done at work, and my boss is like, "Oh wow, where did you learn this from?" Right? My writing skills, learning from UCJ, there are things that I've gotten like praises for at work, and it's just because I was a member of so and so organization in school. So you're building your career right from uni. So you want to ensure that you take the right actions at the right time.
Rewinding to the beginning of your journey, what sparked your interest in studying economics?
Oh, wow, that question. Okay, so at the start of my journey, I would say that right from time, I'd always known that I wanted to do something in the related to finance, something around that area. If I was going to uni, I wanted to study something around that area. And what really influenced my big decision was because my dad is an accountant, and I used to seeing him like every day going to work. It is a very big sort of inspiration to like how I tied to my career. Is actually, let's just put it like that. And I've gone through a series of evolution, right, in my career decision, right. But I always knew that I wanted to be in that finance field. I think when I was small, I was still saying I wanted to be a banker. Then it became accountant. Then towards leaving secondary school, it became, oh, I want to become an economist. And why? So I used to have a very amazing economics teacher, to say the least, right? And the man would always like talk to us when he teaches us economics. How he taught his classes were very out of the world in a way. It just, the classes were quite captivating. So it just made me develop a very deeply rooted interest in economics. And the man will always tell us, oh, if you study economics, you can do this, you can do so many things. And with having studied economics now, it opens you to a world of multi-varied career choices. You can do different things. You can work in different fields. So for me, that was like one very big thing I saw. Oh, I can explore different career options and find my niche amongst this, by being an economist. So that was one of the driving forces that made me select economics as this course to study upon joining the University of Ibadan.
Okay, thanks so much for that. Your excellent performance makes you a worthy model for others. What advice would you give students who also want to finish university excellently?
Okay, so for other students who aspire to excel academically, I would say that you should always prioritize efficiency and effectiveness in whatever in whatever task you are given to do, even if it's the most simplest. Oh, let's organize a group, or work on a class project. Always prioritize being efficient and effective. Let people that come across you know you as someone that, oh, I'm efficient and effective. You can balance your academics. You can balance it with extracurriculars to ensure that you are not just like getting one side of the coin from uni. But then if you feel like you don't have the capacity, it's very important for you to know your capacity, right? What you are able to do. Am I someone that feels like I can carry on everything and I'll still be able to perform excellently? For me, I have this perspective that everyone can do whatever they commit their mind to. It depends on how determined you are to do it. So it's very important for you to identify your goals. Okay, what do you want to, at the end of uni, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be have been able to achieve at that point? So when you know what you want to do, then you would be able to put a plan in process, and you put a system in place to help you achieve your goal. For me, I think that was what worked for me right from time upon getting into uni. I already saw like my senior colleagues. I could see how their um undergraduate journey has been going, and I felt inspired by some of them, and I also felt like, oh, what can I do better than this person, and how can I do it? So there were questions I was already asking myself as at the start of my undergraduate journey. And I was able to put a system in place right from that foundation that helped me achieve my goals even into final year. They helped me build habits that helped reinforce achieving my goal. You focus on having a daily routine, or just know what works for you. That's the key thing here. Know exactly what works for you. Are you someone who is a night owl, or do you prefer reading through the day? For me, I had to stay up a lot, but it just depends on what works for you. It's very important that you know what works, and don't be someone who does things in a mediocre manner. Ensure that you put your best foot forward, even if it seems like, oh, it's a lot at first. Just try to put your best foot forward in everything. Be active. Let people see you and know that, oh, you are doing things in school. When you face challenges, it's very important to know that everything is going to pass, and you are being pushed out of your comfort zone for a reason. So that's my advice to other people who would also like to excel academically as well.
Thank you so much for that. That's really insightful. I know you are currently part of the National Youth Service Scheme. How would you describe your orientation camp experience?
So if I was to use a word to describe my camp experience, I would say it was, let's say, I would say it was a little bit bittersweet. Let's just, if I was to use a word, it should just be bittersweet. And why was it bittersweet? Because I got posted to somewhere that was quite remote, and I was not really happy upon going. But at the end of the day, I would now change that bittersweet to fantastic, because I met a lot of people. I made connections with people that I feel like were they are very good. They are essential connections. Yes, let's use that word, essential connections, because I met a lot of different people from different schools, and that's one thing that camp does to you. You meet different people from different backgrounds, and you get to know about working in teams with them, because you have to work in your platoons, you have to do some things, you have to represent your platoon in some competitions, and it just like reinforces your ability to work in teams better. You know, if you are someone who is quite dedicated and enjoying working in teams, you would enjoy that process, because you would see how you are interacting with people from various backgrounds, and how you can reinforce your team working spirits. That's one. Another thing I really enjoyed about camp was the discipline aspect. So I'm someone that sees myself as someone who is disciplined to a very good extent. But in camp, I have to like become more disciplined. Yes, because you have the regimented lifestyle. You have to put in your routines, your own personal routines as well into that regimented lifestyle, because you have things you want to do already as well. And on most occasions, you know that, oh, okay, you have to manage your time properly as well. Time management and discipline were two things that camp helped me like with better. I know that, oh, if I want to have a productive day, I have to manage my time effectively. At this time, I'm going to start this, keeping to time as well. Anybody that like has that camp experience will know that you have to be very, very punctual to all your camp activities. There's no even time for um errors or late coming, because you'll be punished. So those were things I really enjoyed about camp. And as for the connections I made, I feel you cannot, like, it's just how life is. You cannot be isolated from people. You always have to talk to people. And some of the connections I've made so far, even after camp, we've had like very interesting conversations, and they're just really nice people. And I'm happy to have met them in camp.
Finally, what are your expectations for the rest of your service year?
Okay, for the rest of my service year, I already in my mind before I started my service year, I had drawn up like a vision board of what I wanted to achieve through the service year. I want to really focus heavily on my personal development and growth, because I feel like that service year, it's that point before you go out into the corporate world fully as, oh, as a person who is now more recognized on the labor market. You're not just you're no longer a copper. You are now a fully fledged worker that can get employed anywhere. And for me, it's a time to try to ensure that you develop yourself as much as you can, focus on improving your skills, obtain skills. For me, I'm looking into like there are some particular skill sets that I've been eyeing for a while, and I've already started developing them, but I feel like I can modify them and make them better. So I'm already looking into schools, academies I can get enrolled in, to ensure that by the end of my service year, these skill sets are going to be part of me, part and parcel of me already. That's one. And then for two, I'm also looking at impact. What can I do for my society, for my community? So most times when you go for your orientation camp course for NYC, you would have like different organizations that will come and talk, the people that would be like for the SDG part. So you can always like join these things. If you're someone who is very interested in volunteering and having societal impact like me, I'm looking at, oh, okay, so before the end of the service year, I should have done at least one community project or so, to ensure that I give back to the community as well. I'm very interested in volunteering, and I'm hoping to also use my service year to delve into that part of me properly. And I think one other thing is just to take charge of my finances. So I'm someone who is also interested in personal finance. I want to invest more, even though I'm just a corporate, right? But there's a way to effectively manage my finances. And at the end of my service year, I should be looking at, oh, what did I do with my money throughout my service year? Was I able to manage my finances more effectively? So those are like three major key things for me: my finances, my skill sets, and also the impact I have on society through my service year.
Congratulations on your achievements and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you.
I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for also having me as a guest on Youth Files.
Thank you so much for listening. Till next time, stay blessed.